There we go. Okay, yes. I had to completely
Get them
reset
sails
the
ready, Captain!
Okay,
Ah.
so now the stream is actually live.
Alright, well, I'm gonna put
Yep,
you on in the
it was-
background and minimize so I can give you some view count.
So, so you met up with the princess. She had the standoff with the Shogunate soldiers, summoned the terracotta soldiers of her own, and the Shogunate backed down. She told the party not to get involved. Naturally, the party got involved. Korgath handed over the painting of the prince and the princess together from when they were young. The princess told Inuko to stay with the party and see what they knew. And then turned her back to Raijin. Seeking a bit of solace and perhaps some mental processing time, you all filtered out into Raijin and blew off steam in the ways that you had available to you. Z, you helped out Susano, who was posing very poorly as an old farmer, and there were some hot springs involved. You gazed upon the blue moon as the night wore on. You got a full night's sleep, and you made your way back to the city of Rutin, where you hand-delivered the Raijin Ember to the smith, Masamune. And I believe you had just gotten done doing all of your mod shopping.
Did you retroactively do your other shoppings?
Smiley did.
Okay.
Ral has not, but that's because he's literally just gonna walk in the next morning and be like, "Oh, I forgot that."
I mean, Z just, I mean,
And also,
canonically,
just
like,
find
an
characters
hour ago.
gonna happen.
Yeah. Both got your money. Smiley, I hope you added that 2K to your inventory.
It's already been spent.
Misty steps behind Z,
Oh.
and I hand him an invoice. This is all the damages you owe to me and the school that your father has not already covered.
Oof.
How,
Big oof. And then we can
you know,
situation.
no matter what you're actually handing to me, it cannot beat 3,700 gold pieces.
You literally caused an explosion to the chemical lab.
Just sounds like you're shoving the blame off to me, off to a poor child who had no idea what they were doing. Shame on you.
Poor child who stole a highly volatile component.
Still think 3,775 gold is probably enough to cover that.
Oh, joy. Look who's here.
So, Z, you were on your way to head out to the poor district, correct?
Yeah, but then I had the revelation that, the systemic issues that prevail throughout the poorer districts would be unaffected by whatever meager gold I could give them.
So you are in the
Better
midst.
to,
You were in the midst of decrying the injustices of capitalism in the streets. A look of.
well, more accurately, the royalty, really.
And while you were having your internal philosophical struggle, Radovan pops up.
He kind of turns to Radovan. But Mr. Dotor, why are you on a rooftop?
Right. He climbs down from the rooftop, and he looks around.
Z kind of like piggybacks him and like Grandpa carries him down to the street level.
I'm sorry, I thought I was in a different franchise for a moment there. Anyway,
It's understandable. I have to admit, running along the rooftops is fun, but you need to worry about your knees. I do not.
right. Where are the others? Ral sent me a most disturbing message.
Probably black at the blacksmith or at the ship, I think.
Right. Okay. This is very important. General Tanaka is going to want to talk to you all, and he's going to try and get you into an audience with him without me. Do not let that happen.
Okay.
Right. I'm going to go find Ral.
Okay.
And whirls
Ral
about
is
and runs
wandering
off.
around looking for Z.
So, like, the moment, you just see Radovan tear off in one direction, Z, and you see Ral come around the corner. A different corner.
Should I...
Z, finally, I found you.
Radovan just went that way. Should I go grab him?
Down that street?
Yeah.
I will cast Dimension Door 100 feet in that direction.
I'm
As you do.
gonna dash and move over there to match him at the same time.
So you run after Radovan, and then you just hear shoop, and you are back in front of Ral.
What?
And
No, hold on. I don't think you know what Dimension Door does.
wait, what does Dimension Door do? It's like a little.
Lets him teleport up to 500 feet
Oh, okay. So
in any direction.
Z shows up there, and then Ral just shows up there. So you pop out of your Dimension Door, Ral, and Radovan does not react to it at all. Ral, what was the message? What was that message? Tell me more.
We go to the ship first.
Right. We need everybody here.
Z,
avoid
you
any-
will meet us there.
Avoid any Shogunate soldiers on the way.
And Ral will grab Radovan by the belt. You'll want to hold on for this. And I will Dimension Door 500 feet towards the ship.
He just kind of blinks.
Oh.
Really?
Radovan is already.
Really? You know what? He's old. You know what? I don't care. I'm young. As he starts walking towards the ship.
Radovan is already whirling to find the others, and you just kind of shoot him towards the ship. And he seems more annoyed than anything. He's just like, "Hey, I need to find the others." All right, fine. As long as they're gonna meet us there.
We will have everyone here in due time.
So, Korgath, Smiley, and Inuko. Do you happen to know where you are?
Where'd they go?
Oh, that's right. Ral and Z bolted
Yeah.
after.
I didn't bolt.
I don't know where we
walked
are
it.
either.
I told Korgath that I was like, hey, I'm gonna go
Most of
Susanos. You wanna
were
go beat up?
still at the blacksmith?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Korgath went to the temple district.
That's right. So I believe that you were actually having that conversation with Masamune, Inuko, so you would also be at the blacksmith.
Gotcha.
So I imagine you heard all this conversing going on outside.
So then, before I step through the dimension door, Z, go check the blacksmith. I'll be running to the temple district.
He stops halfway through his dash to the boat, and he's like, "All right, I should check the blacksmith like Ra wanted." And he turns around and goes towards the blacksmith.
All right. So you get into the blacksmith. I guess you were still at the blacksmith, weren't you, Smiley, as well?
The blacksmith told Smiley to go look
Oh.
for everyone else,
Oh, right.
so I don't know where he's gone.
You don't know where you are? That's fitting.
I run into Smiley.
We've been day drinking, okay? It happened.
That's
I think
true.
I left so a cutscene could happen, and then I never really figured out where I went.
I mean, the most obvious one would be to go chase after Korgath, because you knew where he went.
Yes, I guess that's where Smiley went.
It's like herding cats. And then, so I guess that leaves. Let's see. Z is with Inuko at the blacksmith. Korgath, you're headed towards the temple district. And Smiley, you're gonna say you're gonna be with Z and Ral and Radovan for now.
Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Inuko.
Well, I'm at the.
Inuko and Z. Z, you run into Inuko after having just finished your conversation with Masamune. And hear approaching steps, armored steps.
Oh boy. I'm gonna slip inside real quick.
This guy's.
Inika is going to take her cloak and pull her hood over her face again.
You know what? Yeah, I'm also gonna make myself look like my elven form with my more darkened skin and kind of like leafy bushy dreads.
Alright. So, in the middle of the blacksmith, you take on more unassuming forms. The moment you finish doing that, an Imperial soldier walks in, making direct eye contact with you, Z. He puffs himself up and strides up to you with a sense of great purpose. The general requests a private audience with you in his chambers immediately.
Looks around and looks back to the Imperial officer and like points to himself. Me?
Yes. You. Or. Wait a second. He looks at you and looks at a piece of paper in his hands. Then he peers at you, Iniko, trying to look under your cloak. He puts on a confused face.
I mean, I'm honored, but I was merely shopping for my boy.
Aren't you the Westerner? Huh.
Kind of gives like a look,
I
like a confused look.
The guard looks just as confused. I was told you were all at the blacksmith. Masamune? You hear a voice from the back, not even bothering to come out. Yeah. Have the foreigners been in your shop today? No. Right. Apologies, I must have gotten incorrect information. The guard turns on his heel and leaves.
Have a... Okay. He's gonna listen for a second. See if they start walking off.
They do. Sounds like they're kind of making their way towards the docks.
Z kind of looks at Iniko. Iniko! Where the fuck are the others?
I don't know. We need to get to the docks before he does.
Shit. Alright. We probably shouldn't go through the front.
Inika
I mean, I guess we could.
is going to cast Pass Without a Trace on herself and Z.
Nice. Alright. So you can't be tracked by any means, basically. Alright, Korgath.
Hit.
What were you gonna do at the Temple District?
I don't know. I don't remember going there, but I've been day drinking, so I guess I'll just head towards the Shuki Temple.
Okay. So you find yourself at a mostly outdoor temple. You see a shrine in the center of some bamboo. The water from the nearby irrigation river has been channeled around the shrine in a kind of circular form. All around you see the yin-yang symbols, which are the simplified cycle of Asura and Inma.
I know I've asked this 100 times, but which one's Karen?
Karen is Inma.
Okay.
So what's going on here? There doesn't seem to be a service going on, but there are some people offering their prayers to the shrine. And Paige and Contigo are here.
God, these little guys are everywhere.
Seems Paige is still trying to teach Crescient to his mentor.
I'm not gonna interact. I'm just gonna go sit down and just enjoy some peace and quiet for a little while. Just gonna chill.
All right. So Inaku and Z were headed towards the docks with pass without trace. So you managed to make it to the docks, and you find my call.
What?
That's the name of the ship, isn't it? Or your call.
Your call.
Your call is the name of the ship. Yes. Radovan, Ral, and Smiley are already up on the decks. You don't see any Shogunate soldiers yet as you reunite the party.
Well, soldiers are on the lookout for us now, so that's neat.
Lovely.
Z goes back to looking like human Z.
Should we
Oh no,
leave?
Korgath isn't here yet.
We need Korgath.
Oh, right.
Does anybody know where he went?
I
Maybe
left
that-
before he did.
Is that something Inako would have overheard?
Sorry,
If I was going there, I probably didn't tell anybody. I probably just left.
Okay.
I'm not real good about saying where I'm going. I just leave.
Character
Shit.
blade.
So Chaco is here, as is Lulu.
Oh, hey, Dad. Hey, Lulu. Hopefully you guys didn't have any trouble getting here.
No. They didn't stop us or anything. I can only imagine,
good.
Lulu says, that, you've stirred some stuff up. It was a veritable beehive today, what with everything being blue.
I don't think beehives are blue.
Been warded.
Well, no, not a blue beehive. I mean, everything turned blue, and then the guards went all crazy, and the general went all crazy. Jacko kind of sighs impatiently, and you see his third eye flit open for a second, and his eyebrows furrow. Korgath is in the Temple District at the moment.
That motherfucker.
You can recognize the vestiges of a find person being cast. Well,
Excellent divination. Z, would you like to accompany me?
Yeah, alright. Hold on. Z will change into a... He'll actually make himself kind of look like a male version of Inuko. A little bit taller.
yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Ral snaps his fingers and casts Disguise Self.
Oh yeah. I forget. Raul, can you do that messagey thing? The better one? What do you call it, Dad? Sending?
But I look at Jacko as I cast the spell and I say, we will have to have a talk about that eventually.
Oh. Dad, I need you to do me a favor.
Jacko is getting a little bit overwhelmed at the moment, but he turns his attention to Z. Yes?
Z squats down. Dad, do you remember that dancer lady that we saw the first night we came here?
Yeah, Moriyama.
No. We saw Yamamura. You haven't met Moriyama.
That's right, Yamamura.
Yeah. I need you to send her a message, with magic, because I know you can do that. Because you did it very often when you told me to clean up my room,
Yes.
or told me to get down from the top of the university. I need you to tell her that, Z kind of thinks for a moment. Your sister is fine. Said to say the blue flower does not fall from the tree. Hope you are well. This is Z's dad.
Right. Okay. And once again, you see his third eye flitter open. And he nods. Okay,
Okay.
she got it.
Thanks, Dad. He gives Jacko a kiss on the cheek. All right, let's go. Let's go find the big oaf.
And Raoul will look like a more crescient, toned and featured Radovan with grayer hair.
All right. You are seeing, as you head back out into Route 10 for a second, you are seeing, some increased guard activity on the streets. At this point, the blue tint of everything is starting to fade, as the last of the blue cherry blossoms leave their trees. Still, the air is kind of in awe and confused, but also equally excited. You make your way to the Temple District, where you happen upon Korgath, who is just taking a moment to himself. Looks like he's thinking about things.
Feels like he's thinking.
Let's give it a moment. We all haven't had nearly enough time to think. And Raoul will just kind of idly post himself near the front of the temple and just keep a watch out on guards.
Like, I mean, you just never go to that place because it's kind of like quiet, peaceful, safe place, I guess. That's all. He's just chilling.
Yep.
What time of day is it?
Late, getting to the evening now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Getting dark.
All right. Well, I guess I've had enough quiet time. I'll stand up
They
and
ha-
leave.
The half-elf and old man stare at you.
One that suspiciously looks like Radovan. Gorgath?
My favorite person.
Raoul will look up. They're looking for us, so pardon me, but this is going to feel weird.
Don't. I'll just walk.
Okay.
Alright, even though there's increased guard activity, they're not hassling people, and you do not get hassled as you make your return to the ship. And finally, the party is reunited upon the surface of your call, along with the Woodpine representatives and Raven.
Perhaps below deck, so that we are not heard as easily.
Right. You see Jocko concentrate on a spell, and Rel, you can see an arcane eye pop out and kind of float up a bit, looking out over the top of the deck.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna cast guards and wards. Or private sanctum.
Private sanctum.
And that would arouse too much suspicion.
Fair enough.
As you
It is a fun. It also takes 10 minutes to cast.
Yeah.
As you go below decks, Radovan talks. If they wanted to arrest us, we would have been arrested and not been allowed to leave the palace. It seems that's not their intent, but Tanaka does want an audience, and I'm sure he would have preferred to have it without us present.
Let's go talk to him.
Well, not just yet.
Debrief on the situation that at hand.
So, once you're below decks, Radovan turns and claps his hands. So, you all go off to to do adventurer things. All of a sudden, all the cherry blossoms are blue. Now, Relorian is casting spells like Jacko here. And yes, things have gotten weird, haven't they?
Things have gotten very weird. And frankly, I don't believe we have the time to catch you up via word of mouth. Rao will open his third eye and cast Encode Thoughts twice to hand a memory strand to both Radovan and Jacko of the events at Kazan Shrine.
I don't think Radovan has magic.
Radovan.
You just made a nice ribbon for Radovan.
Just a ribbon comes out of Raoul's. 2 ribbons come out of Raoul's right temple as he hands them individually to Radovan.
Radovan holds the ribbon up like this is interesting. I'm not sure what to do with this. Jacko.
Place it onto your forehead.
Jacko is more reserved, although he does seem very surprised. I believe that Relorian wishes to catch us up in a one-to-one fashion. Follow as I do. Jacko holds the ribbon to his temple. The events of Kazan Shrine replay in real time for both Jacko and Radovan. You can see emotions flit across both their faces. Radovan mostly confusion. Jacko mostly awe, but also confusion. As the memories finish, Jacko is quiet for a long time. It's actually Lulu who breaks the silence. As Lulu wanders right up to you, Inuko, and gives you a friendly wave. Hello. So you see this small gnomish woman. Looks different than gnomes you would see on Crescent. Wider eyes. And she's just kind of peacefully greeting you. I haven't seen you before. Are you part of the party now?
You there, Mooney? You might be muted.
No, my connection keeps cutting a little bit, so I'm not hearing everything.
Oh, sorry. Lulu wandered up to Inuko and asked her if she was part of the party now.
Inuka smiles down at her. For now, yes.
Awesome. I'm Lulu. It's wonderful to meet you, and it's wonderful to see the party get bigger.
Okay, technically the party hasn't changed size. As he kind of like rubs his chin.
That's right. Where's Naomi?
Yeah, about that. We gotta talk about that too.
Oh dear.
That is likely the next leg of our journey.
Yeah.
So once Jacko and Radovan have finished their little live replay of everything that's happened, there's a long silence, and Radovan first turns his attention to Inuko. I apologize. In my haste to get the story straight, I forgot to make introductions. But from this memory, it seems that you are our guide while we're here. But more than that, you seem connected with the princess.
You're not incorrect.
Right. Well, you can rest assured we did not travel all this way to become Tanaka's lapdogs. And since you were present for the events of Kazan Shrine, you might realize that our mission here is a little bit wider in scope. These eggs, they... well, it seems they hold even more than we thought at first. We initially came over here to find out more about them, but not like this. Radovan seems stunned for a second. Jacko fills in the silence. So, Ralorian, you're capable of casting this tier of magic just through the power granted to you by the egg.
At the cost of my physical faculties and very jumbled mess in my memories, but yes.
Jacko scratches his chin. Yes, Nag had said similar things, but I do believe that Linnea was working slower with him to avoid damaging him. No doubt that it came very close to ending your existence when you put her in.
Along with the trauma that I experienced at the hands of the hunter.
Yes.
Ral rolls his sleeve up to show his atrophied muscle.
Yes, and I imagine the hunter will be making a reappearance.
I have no doubt of that. I used them to reel in, to kill several of us.
Jacko shudders visibly. Right. We already knew that the eggs contained copies of dragons, but now it's clear they function more as symbiotes than anything else.
I'll just idly nod.
What Linnea said about Shelanus worries me. He's up to something so secret that none of the other dragons know about it?
He's up to something. Something horrid. And just
Based
hope we
on-
can stop him in time. Did you manage the supplies I asked for?
Yes. I've got them right here. He pulls out a fancy-looking bag and hands it over to you.
Wonderful. I will, like to spend some time with your book as he pulls out his new spell.
Jacko suddenly looks sheepish about that. He looks at Z, he looks at his book, and he looks at Ral, and he looks back at his book, and he's like, okay, just ignore them, what's in the margins, the notes and stuff.
I've been at your school for 10 years, Mr. Birdsong.
Yeah, right.
I know you, and you should know I am more than forward thinking.
Fair enough. He hands over the book.
I will
But,
talk
like,
with you
scribblings
all
of-
in the morning.
Alright.
Ralph
So, are
disappeared
we just
into
gonna
his alchemy lab and is up all night
oh boy.
transcribing spells.
Are we going to spend the night on the boat then, or what are we gonna do? Are we gonna set sail?
Well, no, I had hoped to talk about that next move, Radovan says. So the next thing that's going to happen is we're going to meet with Tanaka. Inako, I would advise either staying clear of the palace or keeping that hood up. He gives a pained grimace.
In the palace, I doubt that they would let me.
So he kind of blinks. Wait a minute. Are you a wanted criminal? Are you like known to Tanaka?
Depends who you ask.
Maybe
Tanaka-
stay on the boat.
Tanaka is going to be much more conspicuous of anybody from this region.
That is true.
Those of us not from here have a much longer leash.
Especially if he thinks you're on his side.
Indeed. Radovan speaks quickly. We need more information, and we need to chase down this lead about the ancient Fae. It would seem Naomi has a fix on the location of one, this Kiaton deity she keeps referencing. What did she say? She said, go to Nagori and find the dock there, and sail into the mists.
Light a can.
Light a
No,
candle.
light a candle and then sail into the mists.
That's right.
Oh no, wait for the boat to come, then sail into the mists. So we'll probably be taking a rowboat or something with a guide.
That's right, and since she wandered off, I can only expect she's there waiting.
Yep, probably causing trouble. Probably eating a baby.
Well, it's about the
That
best.
feels
lead
like
we
it's a
have.
racist thing for me to say, but she may actually eat babies.
Well, it's the best lead we have at the moment, Radovan says. I've been talking with some of the lower-ranking generals. It would seem the southern regions of Crescent are more under the boot than the northern regions. Nagori itself is still under martial law due to all the rebellion activity there. Getting there peacefully may prove difficult unless we have Tanaka's favor.
I mean, we gotta go talk to Tanaka eventually, right? Should we go do that tonight? While Rao's doing his thing?
Chaco pipes up. Oh, I do believe they found us already. He points above decks. So you're above decks right now, Korgath?
Yeah.
You see about 4 soldiers kind of march up to the gangplank. They do not.
I pulled it back.
While they're on it, you pull them on board. Scoop them up.
No, when I see him coming, I just pull the gangplank up.
You pull the gangplank up. Even still, the sergeant kind of raises his voice. Good sir, do you think we would come upon your boat without permission?
I act like I don't understand what they're saying.
Is there anybody aboard who speaks Crescent?
Did he say that in common?
He said that in Crescent.
Oh. Huh? I'll say back in broken Crescent. I no speak good Crescent.
The voice gets louder, and you can hear it below decks. This sergeant trying desperately to converse with Korgath. Get somebody in your party to come up and talk.
Get some party drinks to have the talk.
Radovan, if we go, you're gonna come with us, right? I don't trust any of us to talk to Tanaka without you there.
Radovan nods. Wouldn't let you see him without me. To that end,
Dad, Lulu, you should probably stick on the ship. Maybe.
Lulu looks pouty, but she nods. And Jocko.
He pats Lulu's head. Here, Lulu, I got you a dumpling. I don't know if you've had dinner yet.
Ah!
Still warm.
And her face immediately brightens up. Jocko pats her back consolingly. Oh, come on, Lulu. It was us. You knew this had to happen. Still,
I want you guys to be safe. Plus, you can do, I don't know, talk with Ral a bit. maybe help him out with speeding up transcribing from your book.
Or Inuko. Talk to Inuko.
Yes.
Sure, Unico's here if you want to get to know her.
Absolutely.
Alright.
With that, Radovan turns to the rest of you. Right. Well, the correct play here is to play nice. I know it is distasteful, but that's politics. Radovan makes
That's
a
politics.
grandiose gesture as he heads above decks.
Z turns back to human Z, then heads up deck.
Smiley follows.
Smiley staying downstairs.
So Radovan heads out above decks along with the party. Korgath, you are joined above. Radovan extends his arm and gives an apologetic bow. Sorry, good Sergeant, to keep you waiting. I was just, conversing with my envoy here. We would be pleased to meet Tanaka immediately, if you could escort us there. Radovan's words seem to mollify the sergeant. And, the regiment stands by to transport you to the palace.
Okay. I'll go without a fuss.
Alright.
I don't know about Korgath or Smiley, though.
Well, somebody does have to put the gangplank back up.
Fine.
Speak for yourself as he leaps and twirls down. With Radovan on my back.
Just
Does a slow fall.
pick up
All
the
right,
old
y'all
man.
boys, have fun.
You staying behind Korgath?
What are you doing, Captain?
I was gonna go speak with them.
All right, fine. Nuko's gonna kill your dad, Z.
So,
Wow.
that's.
I just have to
Yeah,
worry
Z-
him about something.
Yeah, Z just kind of is staring at him, just.
And Lulu.
Oh my god. Wow. So, we're gonna have Korgath and Smiley and Z are heading to meet with Tanaka. Inako and Ral stay behind on the ship. So, the three of you going to Tanaka, you are escorted swiftly into the Imperial District. Indeed, you are seeing a lot of Shogunate soldiers out in force today. The palace is much more a hive of activity than when you first arrived. You are again taken inside as a giantess Radovan. You are again taken inside. And, you meet with, Tanaka sitting upon the Emperor's seat.
Hmm.
So, buffeted on either side by soldiers, you see Hideki, and he's looking notably shook. Whereas before he exuded an air of confidence and control, it would seem the blue moon has gotten to him.
Naka or. Well, I thought his son was here.
He is. You see Machida, but Machida's, you know, he's got his
Machida?
usual- Yeah, he's Machida. You can't quite
Like, hey,
read-
Machida.
Yeah, you can't quite read Machida, but he doesn't seem
We like fist bump as we come in.
quite as bothered.
Yeah, we
so-
cool. We cool.
So Machida's on Tanaka's side, or Hideki's side. And Hideki comes to a stand. Rather than waiting for formalities like last time, he launches immediately to his speech. Western Envoys, I am pleased you had the unique honor of seeing the mystical nature of our island. Indeed, the Blue Moon is a portent of sorts, as I'm sure you've heard. Would you mind if we took this conversation to my private quarters?
Sure.
He
Yeah,
has,
that is.
he has a look upon his face like he just expects that you said yes. Very good, he says. And he makes some motions to the guards around him. They start to file out, except he firmly says, Machida, with me. Machida grunts and turns, accompanies you as the three of you, Radovan and Machida and Hideki, go into his private planning chambers. There are guards posted outside the door, but in here, it is just the six of you. So, you go off, explore around the Saito province, and all of a sudden, I get reports that the princess is still alive, and the blue moon happens.
He kind of looks at the others and looks back. I mean, hell of a coincidence.
Indeed. Did you have any contact with the princess?
He's gonna as he's asked that, Z's gonna telepathically project into Radovan's head. If I should say yes, cough once.
Radovan coughs twice. General Tanaka, Radovan fills in for you. The goings on of the adventurers, my adventurers, there was a simple fact-finding mission. If they happened to be around Raijin at the time of the blue moon, I assure you it was simply just a coincidence. Tanaka scratches his chin. I see. So you don't have any more information than what you've given me? Radovan fills in the silence. What did you want to, see us about exactly, General? And with that, Hideki, sighs and, removes his helmet, places it on a table in the center. Uh-oh.
Hello.
There you
There you
Yeah.
go.
Hello, hello. Testing.
Do you have any last words, Tanaka?
Cool cat.
Kaka!
Man, these gods really fucked up because they didn't ask us to leave our weapons behind this time.
I don't have any weapons. My weapons are hidden.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's true. I am my own
Shit.
weapons.
That's true. All right.
I'm
know what we
walking
should do?
around
We
an
should keep-
unarmed man.
So
You know what we should do? We should have Smiley put guns in Z so that if shit hits the fan, you can just reach into Z and pull out 2 guns.
That sounds nasty. No.
Oh God.
I'm just saying, man.
Meat walls, and now we have meat holster.
Of course.
Ugh.
Meat hole. Oh God.
I
Please
know.
don't say that word again. Don't say
Meat
that phrase
holsters.
again.
Meat hole.
No.
Yep, I'm leaving. Black card.
Sounds so dirty.
Please don't
Black
say
card.
that again.
Black card.
This is an R-rated campaign for violence.
Black card royal flush. I'm out.
Um,
Alright. So he was
So-
just coughed. He coughed twice.
he coughed twice, and then he pipes up. General Tanaka, what did you call us in here about exactly? Radovan kind of deflects. Tanaka's
Oh, we lost our
question.
good captain now.
Oh man, Discord's sick.
He's back.
Or not.
Happening. God broke. Oh well.
Alright. What did you call us in here for, exactly? Radovan says. Tanaka breathes a heavy sigh and pulls his helmet off of his head. And he sets it on the table in the center of the room. You've no doubt noticed that there is a conflict on Crescent between those who still cling to the supposed legacy of the Asuka dynasty and those who have accepted this new rule. I'm sure that the words Traitor General have found your ears more than once. But I say this for myself. The people of Crescent needed a voice. I gave it to them. Between Asuka keeping the country closed, his stance on some of the more exotic fae, some of his old traditional beliefs, the people of Crescent couldn't wait around for the next generation to take power. That's why I did what I did. If it hadn't been me, it would have been somebody else. Regardless, the war is over, and there need not be more bloodshed. So if there's any information you have related to the princess or the Asukas, I'd very much like to be informed.
We will.
Alright. Well, keep your eyes and ears out.
Promise.
Odds. I would like to roll an insight check on Hideki.
Sure.
See what he's currently doing. I am buffed up, so let's do this. What is this? Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Hard to read. Hard to read if this is real or not. But I bet I'd get like double nat 20s on Machida. As he's just like staring at the lights like, oh man.
Bruh. The
Bruh.
melting right now.
Dad, everything's blue.
Hideki is a bit, it's easy to see that he is conflicted, but it's hard to see about what exactly. Nevertheless, he regains his composure, and again, he has that cordial tone towards you all. Well, good. If you happen to find out any information that could be useful as towards the princess or any of the Asuka loyalists, the Tanakas will hold you in higher regard. Radovan clears his throat. Right. Well, we will, of course, keep an open eye and ear for any loyalist activity, as per your request. But I do have a request of our own to make, he says. Tanaka frowns at him. What is it this time? Well, Radovan says, we have need to travel to Nagori. Tanaka's brows furrow. Nagori is still under martial law. That's a hotbed of loyalist activity down there. I can't just let travelers come and go to the more sensitive regions as they please. Not without something in return, he says quietly. Radovan kind of gestures to the party. Oh, we have plenty to offer in return for you helping us out getting to Nagori. For instance, we can keep an eye on loyalist activity down there, Radovan says. Tanaka frowns. I already have my guards posted in extreme detail down there. I get hourly reports from them. I do not need Westerners to look out for loyalist activity down where I know where there are loyalists. Is there anything else?
Rao would like to.
Go back on the boat.
Actually, no, I can't cast sending. Oh no, I can cast sending. It's third
Yeah,
level.
you can always upcast it.
Alright, for some reason I thought it was a 5th level spell. And I'm out of those for the day.
They go fast.
Rao would like to cast sending on Radovan. While you are in there speaking with Hideki, attempt to acquire funds for creating a mode of instantaneous travel. Linnea has given me some insights into how we can bend space-time and connect instantaneously our location to the York Hall, to anywhere. I need money and time.
Alright. Radovan kind of tilts his head, and he looks thoughtful for a second. And then he turns to address Hideki. How about a new mode of travel? Western in invention. Instantaneous teleportation. Something cooked up by the wizards at the university. Hideki furrows his brow. Instantaneous, you say? If I wanted to move troops from here to, say, Raijin in an instant, it would take them? Radovan nods. Yes, indeed. It is a new magic developed at Woodbine University exclusively. You can insight check Radovan if you wish. Although it's actually kind of obvious that he's flying off the seat of his pants here. Yes, instantaneous transportation. It could prove useful for military action, although that wasn't its intended purpose. Hideki seems intrigued by this. Alright. Well, I shall have my own sorcerers confer with yours. In the meantime, I grant you access to the southern road leading to Nagori. However, I cannot allow you to go unaccompanied. Machida! His son looks surprised. You will accompany them to Nagori. Machida kind of grumbles deep in his throat. Really? You said I'd have that easy gig down at the south gate. Hideki looks disappointed in his son. Yes, and I'm offering you an opportunity to live up to your name, son. Go with them. Make sure they have everything they need. I guess, Machida says.
This is gonna be fun.
Just the son of the Trader General, in the same party as Sinuko.
Cheetah comes over, I just whisper to him, Dad's, am I right?
Machida looks at you and he sighs through his teeth. Oh, you have no idea. I didn't want to be a soldier.
I have every idea. Kind of knuckle bumps.
Machida gives you a fancy little knuckle bump in return. Very good, Hideki says. Well then, the matter is settled. I shall send word ahead to the guards in Nagori not to give you any hassle. Meanwhile, I shall have my sorcerers confer with your mage on that instant teleportation technology. Your diplomat will stay here. He gestures to Radovan.
Okay, that's fun.
Radovan has
how does Radovan look?
He has a slightly nervous look on his face, but he shoots you a small glance, like, we'll talk about this later.
Alright.
Very good. Alright, you are dismissed. With that, Machida leads you out of the quarters. So, back on the ship, Inuko, you find yourself in a very unfamiliar situation. Valorian, the one calling himself Valorian, seems to have locked himself in an alchemy lab after gaining access to Jacko's spellbook.
And there is mild mumbling and disgruntled noises. He seems to be talking with some disembodied figure.
So you regard the two gnomes that you can see aboard the ship. One of them is male, wearing very fancy-looking robes. Kind of has a tired look upon his face. The other one, female, wearing casual clothes of Crescent origin. Much more energetic, and she's currently busying herself, looking out over the side of the ship, out across the ocean.
looking at something in particular?
She looks up at you and kind of gives you an easygoing smile. Just back towards home, she says.
Do you miss it?
In a way, but in a way, this is more exciting too. When they first found me, I was just an innkeeper. Then they showed up, and all of a sudden, I'm getting drug along on these grand adventures. It's pretty mind-blowing, to be honest. Not only did I get to see parts of Speria I never got to see, I didn't think I would ever be able to make it this far east, and here I am.
Well, you certainly are far from home.
Yes, but I have a feeling I'll make my way back there someday. She gives an easygoing laugh. So your name was Inuko, right?
Yes.
Like I said, it's wonderful to meet you. I I apologize ahead of time for the strange shenanigans that these people tend to get into. You eventually learn to just go along with it.
That has been the best course of action so far, from what I've experienced.
You've lived here your whole life?
More south than this far north, but yes, I've lived on these islands my whole life.
The old one said the south is where the Asuka loyalists were most concentrated. So does that mean you're with the princess?
I am.
Did she make everything blue?
She did.
That's fantastic. Lulu lets out a dreamy sigh.
We always thought it was a legend when people told stories about the last time it happened, when the last Asuka rose to power. But to see it in person was glorious.
She must be quite a fighter to still want what's hers after so long.
To have survived this long.
Lulu looks completely enamored. Lorian, Chaco's kind of hovering around. He seems keenly interested in everything you're doing, including whenever you speak with Linnea. While you are copying spells down from his spellbook, he insists you teach him Teleportation Circle as well.
Before I start copying that down, do I get anything back from Radovan on that end? Because I did not hear it.
Oh, he sent you a yes.
Wonderful. Then I ask him to lean closer. This one.
Boo, 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 boo. Hello?
Welcome back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Yeah, so it looks like it's an entire Discord thing. I just drop and I have to, like, restart Discord twice.
Weird.
Yeah, apologies for that. Hopefully that doesn't happen again.
It's fine.
So, what were you saying, Ral?
After getting word from Radovan, I urged Jocko to lean. We're going to need both of us to complete this one.
So, you see Jocko lean in, and, he just opens his third eye up fully. And, third eye kind of, like, scans left and right, reading it, memorizing it, internalizing it. This is world-changing magic.
It is. I think we could use it quite efficiently.
We could.
Perhaps even help fund some of the research projects Woodpine has been struggling with.
We could. Woodpine could create a whole network of these circles.
Imagine only a couple of gold pieces and you go from Sintra to Crescent. The next day you're in Bavul.
Jacko looks floored by the implications of having this spell readily available for use by the public.
Though it will be many years and likely be much more expensive than a few gold pieces for a long while.
Oh, that's immaterial. If it makes people's lives better, it's worth pursuing.
It would also open up trade much more easily. Mind you, it couldn't be too heavy or too bulky. It'd have to fit within the circle and within the dome of the space warping magic, but it would work. After we set one down, it would only take a mere novice trained in how to activate it to be able to send things to the opposite side of the world and back.
All of Terria, connected again. Jocko really seems floored by this. He internalizes the spell and takes his spellbook back to make more of his hasty, messy handwriting notes upon it as he copies the spell down for himself. Right, well, our current situation takes priority, but once it's resolved, yes, this project is one that the university would love to undertake.
I have a feeling that we will probably have to spend some time putting one down here in Crescent. I asked Radovan to acquire us funding. But I am going to demand that we have one attached to the ship as well. That way we are not bound to returning to Tadeki's palace, is probably where he would have us put it.
That makes sense. All right.
I don't suppose for this I could have my own research tower now. Orlorian just gives a sly grin.
Well, here's a question of attribution there. Is it Linnea's or is it yours? Or are you the same now?
Far from the same. But I do plan on thickening that line. I have some interesting ideas, one of which, and Raoul will snap and bring the familiar to his side, is already mostly within the works. While resting within my subconscious, she can have control of my arcane familiar and project her consciousness on top of it.
And you feel Ania move her consciousness onto the familiar, and it just kind of serenely wraps itself around Jaco's shoulders. He gives it a couple of stray pets, and she seems to enjoy it. Before just wandering out of the room. Jaco watches it go and looks back at Valorian with a distant look upon his face. He's been studying magic for more than 95 years. And with the addition of a dragon consciousness, you have already surpassed me, Valorian. What more do they know that they aren't telling us?
Magic is a funny enigma. Be 90 years or one day. There is always room to improve. Even I imagine you know secrets that I could not tell anyone about. Wonderful enigma that we call the arcane.
Every time I think that we have it modeled out in equations and numbers, it seems to change. I guess that's just the nature of something that defies reality.
Indeed.
With that, he goes to continue helping you in your endeavors to copy down from his spellbook. Meanwhile, the little dragon familiar that you summoned around. Inuko, you see this thing kind of just float up and hover next to you and Lulu. You get a familiar sensation from it. It seems to be projecting itself onto you. This would be the dragon that showed up in the Kazan shrine when Relorian shoved the gem in his head. She, you feel a sense of apology from her. I didn't mean to spook you, she says.
Quite all right. I've dealt with worse.
Well, good. I guess I am living disproof of most of the world's major religions, so I'm worried whenever somebody might take it the wrong way. I'm glad you decided to stay with them. Even if, it seems at the behest of the princess. I do think that she will play an important role in things to come.
I'm certain of it. And I always have the option to decline, but I chose to stay.
I'm grateful you're here, Linnea says. And you as well, Linnea says to Lulu, who kind of gets wide-eyed and she's all beside herself and giddy. And with that, the little familiar makes its way back into the alchemy lab. Around this time, Radovan, Korgath, and Z, you guys get back to the ship. And at this point, it is fully nighttime, and the moon is no longer blue. It's just normal. Radovan addresses you all. All right. Well, the good news is we are not under arrest yet by the general. The better news is we have passage to Nagori, thanks to the general's son here, Hideki, or Machida. And Inuko, the appearance of this extra member is obvious to you. He looks very much like his father, and you might have seen him once or twice before. This is Machida Tanaka. This is the son of the general who overthrew Nizuka's.
Oh, I'm sure Inuka's very familiar with who this is.
Oh, yes.
Boyfriend, I knew it.
Forbidden love.
Plot thickens.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
No.
It's like a Romeo and Juliet story.
Upon hearing the, I'm sure, not so quiet footsteps of everyone entering the ship, Raoul casts message to Radovan. Did we receive funding?
Radovan returns the message. Yes, we did, unfortunately.
Raoul just quietly smiles to himself and looks to Jocko next. Well, I believe we caught their attention.
Jocko looks concerned about this. If we give it to the military, they're going to use it for military purposes. This wonderful breakthrough. And of course, the first thing anybody does with it is figure out how best to kill somebody else with it.
Ralorian's face goes cold. I will see their entrails scattered across the astral sea before they use my work to further a war.
That escalated.
You and I are a lot alike, Ralorian. So, Machida introduces himself to the other people on the ship, particularly Inuko. He gives a very laid back smile, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Machida." He extends his hand out to shake yours. Right then, he holds his hand back. Well, it's not like I wanted to be here very much in the first place, but Dad said I gotta come with you guys, so that's what I'm gonna do. You got a place for me to bunk up here? All right.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I'm sure we can find something.
Raoul is going to walk up at this point. I have a spare hammock in the alchemy lab.
That works just fine, because I'm getting kind of tired. And Nagori is, it's a bit of a trip. Alright.
You are Hideki's son, correct?
Yeah, that's me.
Wonderful. You will make a perfect envoy for a message to what I'm sure is going to be the many of other sorcerers and mages that he sends to speak with me.
Yeah, you were talking There was talk back there of some kind of magical hoodoo bringing troops along long distances. Yeah, he mentioned that.
I am sorry to say, but this magic is rather new. If you try to start transporting ships, they may, Ral pauses for a moment. Come out very different on the other side.
Huh. So nothing too big.
No one loaded down too heavily.
Alright.
And, do not use my magic to further your petty war.
My war. Machida kinda...
More forwardly, your father's.
right.
I am a man of science and a man of alchemy, and most recently, a man of the arcane.
Right. Machida scratches the back of his head. Yeah, I'm sure this is the kind of thing that the eggheads are going to want to talk to you about, but between you and me, my dad is a little bit fixated on things. So, whatever you give him, he's going to twist it and use it to his own ideals. I can guarantee you that. Machida gives you a very nonchalant shrug and brushes you all off as he heads below decks.
And I will have to make sure the teleportation circle in the palace is, and Ral says very quietly under his breath.
Alright. We should sleep and then we should head off.
Yep, Radovan claps his hands together. Right. So, Hideki is keeping us hostage. That's fine. I expected that. We are political capital now. Jacko, Lulu, you will not be joining the party as they go. We will be staying here. Lulu furrows all three of her eyes. Wait a second. You're going to let them keep us as political capital?
Well,
Radovan nods enthusiastically. Yes, it's our best option.
To be fair, that's it keeps you safe. And also, if they do anything, I think we have the combined power to probably raise the capital to the ground on our own.
Exactly. Hideki's no fool. If anything happens to us, he knows that the entire brunt of Sintra is going to be on him, not to mention the chaos that you all can provide. No, he doesn't
Considering
want
we blew through a sacred shrine like it was nothing, yeah.
Exactly. He's no idiot. Nothing will happen to us, but he does want that kind of collateral, in case something very unfavorable happens. Which I'm sure it won't.
Honestly, I think he was more smart sending his son to be with us, because he knows that his son is even more valuable collateral. We have to babysit him.
Indeed.
If anything happens to him, then he'll claim that we owe him.
Indeed. Hideki may have fucked us, but at least it was soft. Right. So, next course of action, we have a clear way to Nagori and getting to see Kiyoton and finding out about these ancient Fae. So, as he said, I believe we should all bed down and get ready for the trip tomorrow.
I'm gonna sleep under the stars tonight. I'm gonna go to Crow Nest.
Okay. And you climb your way up into the crow's nest.
I'm
What are
just
the
gonna
stars
chill
like
up on
tonight?
this dock on the deck for a while.
Yo, Korgath, you want a dumpling?
Now,
You alright?
yep.
Sight check. Damn it, really?
Korgath, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Alright.
You sense a sense of detachment about Korgath. You kind of get the sense, see, that Korgath's just going along with things. That same fire that you saw in him during the revolution in Bavol, it doesn't seem to be there anymore. It's almost like he's just going through the motions.
He's a bit concerned, but doesn't really know how to approach Korgath about that. So he'll just kind of... Especially because he just said he was fine, so that's clearly he doesn't want to talk about it. Yeah, so he's just gonna sit back and enjoy the stars, try and map out the patterns his dad and other uncles and aunties tried to teach him as a child. Music's really good for this, actually.
Thank you. That's rough, buddy. Yes. Z is Zuko right now.
I'll pull out my invisible great axe and just sharpen it with a whetstone for a while. William Kane's axe.
Nice. So you hear the rhythmic sharpening shunk, shunk, shunk. Korgath sits upon the deck, sharpening his weapon.
Fall asleep to it.
So unless anybody else is doing anything special, the night passes aboard your call.
Overnight, Inako is going to send a animal messenger back to check in with Suki.
Okay. Remind me the details of that spell. So the animal messenger goes out. Does it return in a certain period of time?
It can. It can go up to 50 miles per 24 hours if it's a flying creature.
Okay.
And it can go there, and it can come back. She's not going to have it come back. She just wants to report in on the newest passenger.
So, to your surprise, the pigeon you sent out comes back in very short order. This one has been.
No.
This one's been responded to. The seal is Suki, but the first line of the response immediately points out, this is Yamamura. I am one of the Suki sisters currently serving as a geisha in the Imperial Palace. Your party now has the General's son. This presents a unique opportunity. If it comes to it, we can hold him hostage as leverage over Hideki. Did you put where you were going into the messenger?
No.
Okay.
Can't risk it being intercepted.
Wherever it is you were going, I wish you the safest travels. The princess has made her first move. I can only expect for things to escalate from here. Keep an eye on the Tanaka's son. P.S. The Oni. She puts the word Oni in quotation marks. The Oni sent me a message using some kind of mental spell earlier, stating that you had come into contact with my sister. Let him know that I got his message, and at some point I will be leaving the palace to meet up with her and the Loyalists. As for you, choose the right moment.
And that message is getting torn up and tossed overboard the second she finishes the last word.
You fool, you have to eat it! It's written on rice paper!
You see the paper confetti out into the water and float off into nothingness in the moonlight. Anybody else got anything to do before
Is
night?
anybody else still up on the? I know Z's up in the damn crow's nest, but is anybody else still up on the deck? Cool. I'm gonna do my ancestral guardian talk to spirit thing.
Alright.
And I want to see if my mama's a spirit.
Your mom.
I mean, I'm mid-30s. I just want to see if she's down there or not. I don't know if she's alive or not. I figured this is a good way to check.
So once again, your consciousness descends briefly down into the river. Karen is posted up behind a giant L-shaped desk, and he's leaning back. He's already got a phone book out, and he's kind of like flipping through the pages. Yes. Okay. Your mother. Okay. Go on through. He waves you through the turnstile.
I'll just go on in.
So, you walk through the turnstile, and before you, a very hazy image of an orcish woman appears before you, with black hair and small tusks. She looks fuzzy, like unclear, like bad signal. She doesn't say anything to you.
That's never happened before. Is Nag around?
Shift the connection over to Nag.
Yeah, I mean, what is going on? I don't know what's up with this. I want to know if he knows what the fuzzy connection thing is. He's been down there a while.
Nag shows up. You ask him about the fuzzy connection, and he kind of has a sad look upon his face. Well, it's like Karen said. We're down here until the last person that remembers us no longer remembers us.
So somebody still does.
Yes, but I suppose not in clarity.
Yeah, that's a real shitter. Well, I guess we're gonna go talk to an ancient fae tomorrow. Maybe I'll get to see her down there before too long.
I hope not, Nag says with seriousness.
Well, it's getting kind of old. Every place I go with these eggs, there's a revolution going on that I get caught up in.
Truth be told, I think that's what a lot of the dragons want. The people of the planet to be fighting amongst themselves over one thing or another. Keeps their attention from other things.
Well, it's no fun. Although I suppose being dead's not much fun either.
I needed rest. I need rest, Max says again. He looks tired now.
Alright, man. I didn't know dead things needed to sleep, but
With that, your connection to the river fades, and you are once again back aboard the boat.
I'll go to bed. Not real thrilled with my answer, but I will go to bed.
Sometimes the dead don't have the answers.
Oh no, I thought she might. I was hoping she was alive, but she's not.
Alright, DM needs to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Poor Korgath. I feel kind of bad now. You know, a legitimate question. How old is Korgath? Like, how old is everyone in the party?
No idea.
I think Ral is the oldest, which is funny considering I think I'm the youngest.
Probably.
How old is Rel?
Ral is 49,
How old are you?
25. No, I'm sorry. I'm 24 the 21st. Done that twice now.
I think you are
Gotta
the
round
youngest.
up, gotta
though.
round up. Yeah.
Yeah, because Z is like just older than I am.
I mean, I'm turning 28 this year. It's not really just. I remember when I was the youngest in my friend groups, it was the worst.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've never noticed it, but I've always been told I don't sound my age.
No, I kind of took you for mid-20s, to be honest. Not mid-20s, mid-30s. That was my assumption. You okay, big man?
Yep.
Alright, I'm back.
Z was in the crow's nest the whole time, listening in. Just
Oh,
been
no.
like, what the fuck is going down there? Watches Korgath enter the river.
I feel like it's more of a meditating,
Yeah.
spiritual, mental thing than me actually bopping out of existence for a short time.
Nah, you just step off the boat onto a little dinghy and little Karen's just there waiting.
Yep. It doesn't look like much. It's kind of like it happened in a dream to anybody witnessing it from a third person.
I must be asleep. Hmm.
These dumplings do weird things to your dream.
So the night passes and morning comes.
And the last spell finished.
Jacko has his trademark tired look upon his face as you finish copying down the last spell on your list. Alright. And we didn't even get time to talk about all the implications for your mind taking on all this information at once. Oh, what time is it? Oh my god, it's getting light outside.
Trust me, I get migraines every now and again. It's lovely. I feel like somebody's put a road spike through the back of my skull.
Well, you've achieved a lot here today. I wish you had been one of my students. I think I hear the rest of them waking up now.
Trust
Surprise-
me, my professor would tell you otherwise.
With that, Chaco kind of tiredly asked for his spellbook back. Are you, done with it for now?
For now. Oh, Raoul will quickly run off the ship and start heading towards the black.
Okay. So, Z and Korgath, you see Ral just kind of yeet himself off the ship towards the blacksmith. What you doing?
I mean,
My, sword.
Right. Masamune's not there, but his apprentice is there, and he looks grumpy as hell. He, pulls out the sword you requested. Here.
Wonderful. All the jade is set correctly, and
Yes, so when you pull it out, Ral, all the structures in the sword seem exactly to your specifications, completely balanced within your hand.
wonderful. And as Raoul opens the third eye in his forehead, the blue almost seems to resonate, glow, and give a shimmer of the arcane weaved in.
The apprentice widens his eyes and he shrugs his shoulders. Well, I wish I could say I had never seen anything stranger, but that's sort of been my life ever since y'all showed up.
We are odd people. Also, I need a vest of studded leather that could fit underneath these clothes.
Oh, right. Well, we have plenty of those available. He motions over to the leather section of the armor area. Various
Do you have
fittings.
one already reinforced?
With Titanite? Sure. Alunium? Yes.
Yes.
So, let me get that price for you real quick.
I have already calculated it, and Ralph smacks a big old bag of gold down.
Alright, well, I mean, strange things happen, but your coin is real good, so thank you.
Thank you. Ralph will put on his nice little studded leather vest and will return to the ship. Invisible sword, firearm, everything attached.
Loaded to the teeth. So, back on the ship, Ral starts coming back. At this point, Machida's actually already made his way back aboard deck.
Good old machismo.
Yeah,
Ugh. Let's go fucking make breakfast.
oh, I'd love some breakfast, Machida says, yawning. Almost as if on cue, Lulu comes out with a sizzling cast iron skillet full of spiced potatoes and whitetail fish.
I've missed your cooking, Lulu.
Oh, it's not going anywhere. So, breakfast is served aboard the deck of your call.
Molly will help himself.
Yar.
Actually, on my way back, could I stop by Pookie Pookie's?
Sure.
I'm going to walk in. I could just open this early, and I imagine this is crack of fucking dawn.
Yes, it is. But Puke Puke is there, but she's sleeping in the corner on a mat on the floor.
I hope I am not intruding.
Oh, you? You could never. What do you need?
First, I wanted to know if you had gotten the package I had sent.
I did. But you're gonna have to remind the DM what that package was.
A wine barrel full of white phosphorus mucusy.
Oh, right. Yeah, I got it. Very interesting
Wonderful.
stuff.
I never had the full time to invest in studying it. Frankly, I no longer have the means of producing more.
This came from you?
In more ways than one.
Well. She kind of gives an easygoing laugh. Well, it's got some interesting properties, I'll tell you that much.
Very volatile, however, it is. Don't jostle it or keep it in a cool, dry place.
Very well.
And as well, I have need of a solution used for arcane casting.
Oh yeah? A couple
Indeed.
of potions?
An ointment for the eyes made from oh, what is the mushroom?
Amantia?
Yes, the mushroom powder and the saffron, as well as
Yeah,
the fat of an old cow.
Right. Yeah, that's gonna help you focus on spellcasting more. I didn't take you for that type when you first came in, but yeah, I've got some of that here.
Wonderful. It has interesting implications, and my range of study has broadened, shall we say.
Alright. She, gives you a couple of vials of the solution.
I will pay her 50 gold, as this is the casting component for true seeing and is consumed. I imagine I need to keep hold of those.
Yes. With you, yes. You, turn in your, gold for, some of the reagents for true seeing.
Now I will be on my way to the ship.
Alright. So by the time you get back to the ship, breakfast is in the midst of being served. Lulu's got some whitetail and spiced potatoes for everybody.
Rahel is going to take a piece of fish. He is going to pop it in his mouth, start chewing on it as he goes to pass.
So you see Ral going to sleep after a night of no sleep. Machida blinks several times. Isn't that your alchemist? Don't we need him?
Now we'll be fine.
You just want to leave him here?
No, he put him on the boat. I mean, we're taking the boat.
Oh.
Are we gonna be able to take the boat? I thought we had to go through the southern gate.
Radovan pipes up. That was indeed part of the agreement. Myself, Jacko, and Lulu as well as the boat, stay here.
Rao, hearing this grumbly, stomps back upstairs.
Iniko is very not
Well.
pleased by this revelation.
I mean, we could probably take the Sandiacs at least.
Indeed.
Your horse. Who the fuck rides a horse?
That's not why Iniko is not pleased.
Sure, it's fine.
Rao sends a message to Jacques. If they have the circle in the palace, do not finish it.
Right. Jacko responds mentally. I'm sure that's what they'll be asking me about.
No doubt, Asai. Imagine they don't know my powers yet.
Alright. I'll keep them from, keeping it complete. Best I can. Before, you guys gear up to head out, Jacko seeks out Z. Out of eye shot and earshot of everybody. Hey, Z.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Pops. What's up?
Quite a situation we found ourselves in here, huh?
Yeah, the world is more complicated than I thought it would be. Still nice out here, though. You know. It's nice meeting people and seeing the world. The stars are so much different over here.
They are. Everything is different over here. The people, the landscape, the sky above. I'm glad we got to come out here and broaden our horizons, even though the conditions be as they are.
Doing okay?
I'm alright. This business with the eggs has me highly concerned. And I'm afraid of all of us getting wrapped up in petty local squabbles when it seems there are dragons that seek to plot against us as a whole species.
Yeah. But I mean, if we hadn't come here, then Rao might not have, put it in his head.
This business about the ancient Fae is even more peculiar. A species of sentient creature living here since before imaginable history. If it's true, it carries even more implications as to where we came from and what this world is. I regret I couldn't come with you to see it.
If I find anything interesting, I'll be sure to let you know. Pinky promise. And Z holds out his pinky to his dad.
Jacko returns the pinky promise, but then a heartfelt hug. You stay alive.
Of course. I wouldn't dream of dying. You'd get sad.
Of course I would.
This is just a random question, just before we head off. So I know you've told me like what happened when I came through the experiment. That you were telling me the truth, right?
Jacko.
Z kind of looks kind of pleadingly at Jacko when he says that.
Jacko makes direct eye contact. Yes, I was playing around with magic similar to what Ralorian taught to me. The ability to transport one thing to another place instantaneously. I had almost gotten it working and I opened the boundary portal up, and you popped out. Just this smallest little creature. I couldn't discern where you came from in the world, or even if you were from this world. Any attempt I made to do the magic in reverse, you just popped right back out. I don't have anything else to say other than I don't know where you came from.
Kind of smiles. It's okay, Dad. And he tightens his hug a little bit more. Regardless of how I came here, I'm thankful that you're my dad.
And
Said a
glad-
kiss.
I'm glad you stuck around so long. He returns it.
Oh, okay, we better get going. Again, the longer Naomi is by herself, I don't doubt that people are going to start leaving out milk and rice cakes for her out of fear.
Right, she's, oof. I can't imagine the, chaos she might be ensuing down there. You better go to...
Yeah, I can, and that worries me. Okay. If you need anything, if stuff goes, if stuff starts getting heavy over here, contact us. We'll be around.
Don't worry. More than anything, I trust Radovan to keep us safe from political backstabbing. He's smart like that.
Yeah, he is. Okay.
So, is anybody else doing anything before getting ready to head out?
Finishing breakfast.
Yar.
Delicious breakfast.
Machida eats like a horse. Lulu actually has to cook up second portions, just because he ate so much.
Oh, great. It's another Z.
Ugh.
I don't know why I take offense to that, as he is like also matching Machida.
No, it's, you see, this is so good. No, it's my dad. He has me on this diet.
Diet.
Yeah.
You're like skin and bones, man, and he kind of like prods his side.
No, exactly. He doesn't want me eating anything that's starchy or like full of root vegetables or whatever. It's supposed to make me a stronger warrior, build my muscles. Man.
Kind of thinks for a second, but if you eat more and then work out more, then you'll get more muscles.
I don't
But
wanna,
fucking look at Korgath, man!
I don't want to work out more.
Well, there you go.
Saying, man. I don't think Korgath got that big by eating vegetables and... I don't know. Probably ate a lot more meat. Right, Korgath?
Yeah. I'm going to get my Sanyak.
Kind of
You
weirded
might-
out by how, like, flat Korgath is.
So,
Alright.
you prep up your sand yaks.
Cheetah, you want to ride with me? I don't think he's seen a Sanyak before.
So, presented before you, Inako, are, very long-furred, four-legged creatures. Very hardy, very dense and thick, with cloven feet that look like they would be good over rough terrain. These are sand yaks. They are native to the west, around the deserts of the Asahar Desert. You've never seen one in Crescent before, but they're hardy enough for multiple passengers, and they seem pretty ingratiated to the party, as each party member seems to have a name for their own Sanyak.
Another princess. He snuggles princess. Alright. Mount up! They will help, You might be muted. Or cutting out.
Mm.
Ko.
Oh. I think Inuko's cutting out.
She hasn't said anything on my end.
I'll get up on Bruiser.
Smiley will mount up as well.
Yeah, she saw our Sanyaks last. We rolled them back.
Yeah, but I mean, Machismo hasn't.
Yeah, Machida is impressed. He brought a imperial horse of his own, a stately horse, obviously supplied by the shogunate themselves, which he mounts up.
Right south.
Right.
And you make your way out of the southern gate. You are stopped briefly by the gate guards there, but once Machida walks up and flashes his sergeant badge, they stand aside and let you out on the southern road. So you left at the crack
On our
of dawn.
first day.
What was that?
All right. So on our first day riding, I would like to ride alongside Machida. Has your father said anything about the goings on further south? Zhengshin.
Well, yes, actually. He insists on briefing me everything that happens. So, there are 2 regions to the south of us. He takes your map and starts making out dots along it. There's the Happy Province, the Saito Province. He points to the one that you just left. And then he starts marking off a line south of Nagori, kind of going like this. That is the Blue Province. This province was full of the Asuka's lieges, all their most loyal families. All of them stood up against my father's rebellion, and all of them were cut down. So what's left are a bunch of villagers who are loyal to the Asukas, but with no local lords or ladies to tell them how to live. So what's left are common folk with an extreme loyalty to the Asuka dynasty that my father intends to bring into line with heavy military presence. Further south, we get into even more Asuka loyalist territory. The Hari Mountains and the Oni Forest are uninhabitable, but the valley that runs between them, called the Hari Valley, it's a rather peaceful road until you get to the southern part of Crescent. That's where you find Zhongshin and Minato. They were Asuka loyalists there too, but they sort of have ceased contact ever since the rebellion took place. Whenever the war was going on, we didn't see any reinforcements from further south, nor did we receive any word of their support to the shogunate. My father's been trying to re-establish communication with them to varying degrees of success. Usually he gets non-answers. I think, however, given their proximity to Cacao, I think that they are enjoying the borders of the country being opened up and the increased trade going through. At least some of them are. That said, that south of the Hari Mountains, it's more or less independent, much as my father wants to disagree.
Probably best he keep his troops further north, if you ask me. Call it a sage's intuition.
Well, yes, my father is always going on about it. Nagori, Bonti, Edo, and Sudo. The four capitals, civilizations, towns, whatever you want to call them, settlements, we shall say. The four settlements of the Blue Province. He wishes to bring them into line because they offer the most as far as agriculture, trade, and general logistics is concerned. Further south, they have a harder time growing anything, so he has less interest in them. Priorities, he always said. He's sure they're dealing with Cacao, and he's sure that they have their own things going on, but he's more focused on the provinces directly south. This township we're heading to, Nagori, Machida pipes up. The family that used to reside over that was the Suki family. They were more loyal to Asuka than anything. All of them took turns standing against my father, and all of them were cut down in battle. He did spare, at least, the women and children of the family, and they're now scattered across Crescients to the Four Winds. Without any Sukis there, the people of Nagori are in open revolts, which is why there's a lot of soldier presence down there. Having Dad's blessing, it can only help.
And as he rambles on, Raoul disengages and quietly sends Hinoko a message. And what does your benefactor think of Zhongxin, if you know it all? You may simply think your reply, and I shall receive it.
Does Inika know?
So Zhongxin is a interesting little settlement. You know that under the Asuka dynasty, they were loyal to the Asukas. However, they expressed an extreme interest in opening up trade with Cacao, but for whatever reason, the Emperor did not allow it. This was a source of friction between Zhongxin and the Asukas. Ever since the overthrowing, ever since Tanaka hosted his rebellion, Zhongxin's been kind of quiet. You aren't quite aware of the details of what's going on in Zhongxin.
Would she know how the princess feels about the city?
She would. The princess, again, wants to see a restored Crescent, unified, connected under one banner. So, Zhongxin would be on her list of settlements to visit and try to win back over and bring back to the loyalist side. But much like Tanaka, she is more interested in the areas immediately surrounding Route 10, as those have higher logistical and strategic benefits.
And she'd send back to Ral. Zhengsheng is important, and it needs to be reunified with the rest of Crest.
I see. So there are no current ties then. This bodes well for both sides. Ral says, just kind of forebodingly, and continues to bring up the back of the pack as he is now just kind of half falling asleep while atop his sand-yak.
So the journey to Nagori goes mostly without incident, although the road here is different from the road you took in the Field of Hopes and Dreams. Pretty much every mile you're seeing encampments, little shogunate outposts. All it takes is for Machida to flash his little sergeant badge and they wave you on through. All the way into the outskirts of Nagori. Upon arriving in Nagori, you see, once again, heavy shogunate outposts on the outskirts against the walls. And they come up to meet you. Gotta eat the player's ribbon all the way over here, one sec. Do this in steps. Okay, so this is what you see as you come up. Kind of a sprawling town. You see a lot of irrigation for farmland. It is located up close to the Crescent Sea. So off in the distance, you see the land level kind of flatten out as it goes into the water. The shogunate captain of the gate comes up to address you. Welcome, Sergeant. We received word of your coming. Yes, Machida puts on an air of authority about him, although it's obviously forced. Right. My father has commanded that these travelers be allowed into Nagori and allowed access to anything they need as they perform their duties. The gate captain nods, and the gate is opened up. You can stable your sand yaks here, and the shogunate will look after them.
Thank you. Now where?
You hear... Let's see. One moment, sorry.
his face when he realizes he can't take Princess to the island of the Kitsunes. And then his relief when he realizes that he can't take Princess to the island of Kitsunes. Good way to end up with a dead mount.
Immediately upon entering Nagori, Ral, you hear a tugging in your brain. This would be message. It's Naomi's voice. You're finally here. Get to the docks.
Not so loud.
Don't worry, nobody can hear me. It's right to your head.
Oh, I know.
You get to the docks. Bring whoever it is you're bringing.
Ral just sighs heavily, both internally and externally. She's here, and she is pissed.
I mean, she's usually pissed, so
More so than usual.
yeah, well.
Machita, you may wish to stay. Actually, it's probably safer with us. Even considering where we're going.
You think that? Because, I mean...
Would you rather leave the son of the current shogunate in the middle of loyalist country?
Machida,
True.
Machida steps up with a perceptive look upon his face. Hey,
Inuko just shrugs.
thinking about ditching me,
Inuko's like, I think this is a good idea.
huh?
It was a thought,
Possibly go wrong.
but
Well,
considering where we are, and likely your father's intent to keep you with us, I doubt that's going to happen.
right. Good. Good. I'm glad we're in agreement, Machida says. Look, I know you don't want me here. Truth be told, I don't really want to be here. But Dad told me to come, and so here I am. Because far be it from me to defy what my dad says. So let me tell you something. If you ditch me here, then great, you get to go do your stuff. But then I get to go back to Dad and say, hey, the adventurers ditched me. And then things go south, right? Truth be told,
Fair, it would only be for an evening.
Do you really?
You insist.
Yeah, bring his ass. Fuck it, let's go. What
Look,
happens on him?
if you're doing something interesting, I want in.
Alright, let's go.
Do you know what a kitsune is?
Of course I know what a kitsune is.
Well, I hope you've made good with the god.
Yeah.
Ought to be in the presence of Kita.
I like where this is going, Machida says.
I'm gonna sniff him. Does he have weed smells?
He does smell pleasantly like cannabis, yes.
Also, why he eats a lot.
All makes sense.
Look, honestly, I'm gonna level with you. I'm glad to be away from my dad for a sec. You see that guy? He's so uptight. God.
Insight check.
You can inside check him. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does seem genuinely relieved to be away from his father and out here doing
Oh.
stuff that isn't guarding
Okay.
the South Gate and being a soldier.
Alright. Well, to be honest, you'll probably fare better against Kitsune than we, just because you know, legends and stuff, of how to respectfully deal with them, so...
Oh.
Maybe?
Well, sure, we'll go with that. He smiles.
I mean, I assume most of the legends amount to don't and run.
Yeah, it's
Just remember your manners and you'll be fine.
it's a whole lot of that. Just be respectful, go along with what they want, and they won't eat you alive.
I would take those words you are speaking to heart.
You see Korgath just booking it to the docks.
We should go. We should go.
So you make your way through Nagori real quickly. And
Anybody need to buy anything before we go anywhere?
I don't know. Does Nagori have any like specialties? Yo,
Machida,
Rao, can you send Naomi? Can you send Naomi a message and ask her if we need to bring anything?
Let's stop on the way and buy a long sleeve cloak with a hood on it and put it on.
Okay. You find a simple tailor and get yourself a nice long sleeve cloak. Slip it on.
Hood up.
As far as what's available in this town, just Taro's general store from the shop
Oh.
list.
I was wondering if there's any like regional delicacies that I could buy.
There is a very specific style of sake available.
Oh yes, I'm bottling up on that.
So it's
no.
Nagori sake, and the bartender.
I haven't tried this one yet, right?
You haven't, no. The other sakes you've had have been clear, but this one is very milky white. In Nagori, we make it without filtering the rice pulp out. It gives it that milky, sweet flavor to it. When you taste it, it's very silky and very smooth. It's like a dessert wine almost.
Ooh. Let me think. Give me 4 bottles.
Very good. And you get handed 4 bottles of Nagori for an inconsequential
much
amount of
is-
gold. Don't even
Yeah,
worry about
give me a number.
it. 1.
1 for 4 bottles. Jesus Christ, sake cheap.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is that per bottle or just
Yeah,
for the all
miles
4?
of rice farm.
I mean, you
Green
know.
alcohol in the country.
That is. This is probably the equivalent of moonshine.
Yeah.
Delicious. All right. But yeah, Z does ask Rao to ask Naomi if we should bring anything as gifts.
Ralph starts to cast message.
Naomi
Waits a
responds.
moment. And then sighs and does it.
Naomi responds angrily. No, what I need you to do is stop dicking around.
She just wants to scent the dogs.
Let's go. Give them enough to stabilize yaks for a. We should probably do it for a bit of time. God damn it, still dancing.
Hold on, I need the non-dancing one.
No, it's okay. She's just fidgeting. She's been here for like
Yeah.
2
Blood
days
in her-
now.
She's got to pee
In the
real
rain.
bad. Got to pee
Like it's been-
real bad.
It's been raining, and she's just been sitting at the docks, being like, "Oh, this is what it's like to be an NPC." All right, all right. This blows. I don't like this.
So you get to the docks, and Naomi is there, and she has not bothered to go into human form at all.
Oh, Just-
So Machida sees her, and his eyes widen, but she's just like, "Yeah, are you gonna make a scene about it?" And he relaxes again. Nah. This will be interesting. So,
Ralph's third eye stays closed the whole journey.
Yep.
As a precursor.
we light a candle.
alright, so you do remember what I told you. And now, we wait, Naomi says. You
You sure we shouldn't bring any gifts? Like anything. This Kiaton's gonna be cool with us?
Kiaton will judge you when you arrive.
What are our odds
50-50.
being judged? Shit. Well, sometimes you gotta roll the dice.
We'll find out, she says, as you sit here amongst this kind of out-of-the-way shrine next to the docks with your candle lit. Tom's like, uh-oh. Oh no. A rowboat that would accommodate 10 people shows up. It just kind of floats itself to the dock.
Well, in a way, I think that Kiaton will be at least somewhat pleased with our presence, knowing that there are things safer in our possession than elsewhere.
Yes, he definitely will have a lot to say on that matter, Naomi says as she climbs aboard the rowboat.
Well, Jirai, looks like we're headed to see your buddy.
Ribbit.
Yep.
I don't know if Jiraiya would call him a buddy at this point.
Jiraiya is kind of like shrinking back against the side of the jar, nervous.
We're gonna sit in there, man. We got alcohol for you. I
Ribbit.
fill up a little bowl. Here you go, bud.
He hops into the bowl of alcohol.
I mean,
Looks a lot
he
calmer.
grabs him before he hops in and then just slowly puts him in. Don't need to waste good alcohol, my man.
Ribbit. He seems to calm down upon getting boozed up. And once
I guess
everybody
they don't call it liquid courage for nothing.
once everybody's aboard the rowboat, Machida included, you float off. So you are due directly west, Smiley. The notion of heading out into open water like this in a small boat makes you nervous.
We're in a rowboat?
You are.
Are we rowing the boat or is the boat rowing itself?
It is rowing itself.
Sweet.
Well, that's reassuring.
You know what? I'm gonna buff up again and see if there's anyone actually rowing the boat.
Okay, do Arcana, Z.
I mean, I'm just seeing if there's invisible things rowing the boat, or does it look different in the ethereal plane?
In the ethereal plane, you see little foxes rowing the boat.
Oh, like just actual foxes or kitsune?
Actual foxes.
It's really cute.
Yes.
Thanks.
No, I mean, never mind.
All right.
The foxes pay attention to me as I'm looking at them.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
All right. So you go out into open water. Smiley, the speed of this rowboat is insane. It's matching your call's speed, even though it doesn't have any wind power.
This is weird.
I am watching these foxes just haul ass.
Yeah.
It's just now getting
This
weird.
boat.
And as it gets to be about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's been a while on this rowboat. In front of you, you see a great wall of mist. But the rowboat
Foreboding.
is headed directly into the mist. I need everybody to make perception checks.
Boy.
That's exactly right. The danger must be growing.
Oh, 15.
For the rowers must keep on rowing. Okay. Hmm. $19. Good old Smiley.
Smiley.
So Smiley, as you get to the wall of this mist upon the open water, you look out behind you and you notice just on the horizon, like a little speck in the distance, you see a ship.
Ship-ho!
Bro.
He looks behind.
You have a telescope, right? See? Or Smiley? Binocular,
Does he?
monocular?
Probably would have been a good thing to buy.
Retroactively bought that, because we do have the gold now, and that thing's like 1,000 gold.
Oh, like a spyglass?
A spyglass?
Yeah.
It's like 5
Yeah,
gold.
I like a freaking binocular.
Yeah, it's like 5 gold.
Really? Man, that's different. Fucking.
It's not magical. It's just like the thing that expands out that you look through. Pirates didn't pay
Yeah, but-
1,000 gold for that bullshit.
Yeah.
he'll
Hell yeah,
break
they're
out one of
expensive,
those.
man.
Good lord, that's like
5 gold is expensive.
basic
That's true.
pirating.
So
When you
we'll
realize that a gold is probably a yearly wage for most common people.
So if you want to have a spyglass, you can go ahead and have a spyglass, Smiley.
Thank you, plot spyglass.
So Smiley, you peel out your spyglass and extend it out, and you look at this ship you have spotted. The sail is cast wide. It seems to have been tailing you. But as you get to the wall of mist, it turns away. You do see the flag. It is flying. You see a wolf-shaped skull with a red iris. It's the flag of Hellfang.
Smiley will share this with the group. I think that's Hellfang behind us. Or it was.
Oh, man.
Naomi, how good is the island's protection against divination? Because you'll remember that that's the dude that was grabbing our buddy here. He pokes at Jiraiya.
Oh, I know, Naomi says. She has a chagrined look upon her face. The closer he gets to the island, the more useless he is. Without our fox guides here, he wouldn't be able to make it through the mist. I guess that's why he turned away. He's smarter than to sail directly into the mists.
Now.
Tally ho.
But he's waiting for us.
Well, it's gonna be for us to deal with, she says, as the fox rowers row you directly into the wall of mist, and you can no longer see Hellfang's ship.
Guys, look, I have a beard. I gather it up like... How thick is the mist? Is it bubble bath thick at this point?
It is bubble bath thick. Like you can't see.
Yeah!
You can't see shit.
We all have cloud beards and eyebrows.
Yes. So you can't see shit.
You're like the man I've always meant to be.
As you sail into the mists. The fog is so thick as to be palpable, touchable. Eventually, the rowboat skids to a stop amongst a sandy shore.
Land ho.
Thanks.
Wants to be the lucky person to touch land first.
I'll get out of the boat.
All right, you get out on the boat. The first thing that strikes you is the extreme amount of bamboo on the island that you have landed up in. It seems all of the interior foliage is bamboo and other trees. Z, peering into the ethereal plane, you see the foxes just kind of scatter away from the boat and head inland.
Z says, "Thank you," and Z waves. Foxes look back and just like, what?
So now what?
Naomi points to a path ahead of you. That way, I will meet you when you catch up with my master. And with that, Naomi bounds off in her own direction, disappearing into the bamboo, vanishing.
All right. Well, do we want to all want to hold hands, or are we just gonna put caution to the wind?
No, I don't want to hold your hand.
You don't have to hold my hand. You can hold Smiley's hand.
No.
Yar. Aw.
See, even Smiley's disappointed.
Ma'am.
All right, come on. I'll helm the back.
Inuko and Machado, y'all walk not together.
Can do.
You mean the back with me, man?
I'll keep an eye on Machida.
Then Inuko's gonna go towards the front.
Yeah,
Hmm.
makes sense. Have the ranger at the front.
I will take off walking up the path.
Go.
As you head up the path, the bamboo seems to shift out of the way, allowing you to
Wow.
continue onward. It
Oh,
beats
thank
a
you.
path, It beats a path for you. And I'm going to need a dexterity save from Inuko.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Inuko, you suddenly see a young teenage boy, human, bright blue eyes, golden brown hair. He has run up and he tried to snag your adventurer's pack. You managed to pull it out of his grip in time, and he giggles and runs further up the path.
Inuko grumbles to herself and calls back to the rest of the party. Keep a close grip on your packs. Some little troublemaking children.
As the...
I'm gonna-
What was that, Z? Sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna buff up again, see what I see with into the ethereal plane and anything invisible.
When you look into the ethereal plane, however, all you see is static. And it's been that way ever since you got into the mists.
Oh, that is weird.
The latent arcane energy here is intense and strong. Raoul, you feel it. So, coupled with the lack of sleep and the intense arcane concentration here, you're feeling a little bit nauseous. Even Linnea kind of shrinks back into your consciousness because she doesn't want to be around such heavy arcane power.
Why does this taste like my dad's study?
That would definitely be because there is so much arcane magic. That starting to make me feel a little seasick.
Man, keep it together. If you need a shoulder, you got one. Let's keep going.
Korgath, I'm gonna need a dexterity save.
I will kill a kid.
I think you mean Kitsune.
So,
I have advantage, by the way, because of danger.
the
So that's an 8. Hopefully.
the kid that ran in front of you in the path suddenly disappears. And Korgath, you are able to roundabout pull your pack away from this very same kid who has appeared behind you and tried to grab it. He laughs again and attempts to run away.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever. He can run away.
He runs back off into the bamboo.
I put everything into the bag of holding and just keep a hand on the bag of holding.
You look behind you and realize the bamboo is closing off behind you, ushering you into a certain direction.
We're all following behind Korgath, though, right?
Yeah.
So is it closing in front of us, or is it closing
No.
just behind us?
Behind
Okay.
the party.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah, you're all still together. As you make your way forward, you eventually find this small shrine amongst the mist and bamboo. There is a blue flame burning within the shrine. You hear a voice coming from it, a resonating voice. Travelers, I see you have come. Let it be known, the spirits that are here will test your temperament. If you are not found wanting, you will be allowed an audience. The fire fades in the shrine down to nothingness. And then a voice follows it. An old, diminutive voice. Oh, travelers. The voice comes from behind you. When you turn to meet the voice, you see another human. This one elderly, hunched over upon a cane. He has gray hair that is thin and frazzled, and he's skinny, with knobbly joints. Well, children, welcome to Kitsune Island. I can see that some of the other people here have tried to make contact, although you have not been too willing to part with material goods.
We'll give him a respectful bow. Sadly, with the journeys that we are bound to have ahead of us, we have need of our belongings.
Understandable. You are here to meet with Kiaton, yes?
We are indeed.
The old man cracks a smile, and the bamboo next to you opens up a misty gate. Well then, step through the mist and begin your trial. Do not worry, I will be there to guide you.
So should we have brought gifts then? Because we asked our guide here, another Kitsune, and she said we shouldn't bring gifts. But I brought sake just in case. Do you guys like sake here?
Of course.
Does Kiaton like sake? Oh, thank God. Thank the scales. Or Z kind of thinks for a moment. I guess, really, I don't have any higher power to... I'm gonna need to think about this. I'm gonna need to think about changing my whole entire vernacular.
You seem confused, young man. The,
Oh, I'm always confused.
the old man taps his cane upon the ground. Well, an audience with Kiaton, you do have a chance at that. But the spirits here will test your temperament. As I said, pass through the mist.
Forward
Drugs.
we will go.
Let's go.
And you pass
Gonna head on in.
through the mist. Okay. Korgath, I need a wisdom save.
Shit.
I'm really good at these guys. We're cool. Nailed it.
You-
Oh no!
You do not get to choose your pacified form. Korgath, you take the form of a pink rabbit. You're humanoid, you can still use your hands, but you are a rabbit. You are harmless. You cannot take the attack action. Z, I need a wisdom save.
Well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom since I'm the Energizer Bunny now.
17.
You may choose your pacified form.
I guess myself. Still.
Okay. Inako, wisdom save. You do not get to choose your pacified form. You take on the form of a little fox. About the same size as Korgath's pink bunny form. You can still use your hands and everything, but you can't take the attack action or cast a spell action. Ral, wisdom save.
I'm actually better at these than I was.
But you still fail.
Not good enough, it seems.
So you take on the form of a small imp with 2 eyes and 1 horn coming out of your hand. You are the same size as Inako and Korgath. Smiley, wisdom save.
Arr. If I could.
You don't
Let
get
it
to
go.
choose
This
your
is
form. Only Z gets to choose his form.
So I'm basically the what is it? The Berman mask from Majora's Mask
Yes, you are.
with a bunch of little animals falling behind me.
You are.
So the Keaton mess all about.
Exactly. So Smiley takes the form of, let's say, a small
Monkey.
Aarakocra.
Oh, what a
Uh,
monkey!
You're like a little raven. Again, you cannot take the cast a spell or attack actions. Machida disappears completely.
Oh well.
And
Hey.
I look to the ground. Do I see any sign of him? Is he like a gnat?
you find a small little mouse
Oh,
that looks vaguely Machida-like.
half-lidded eyes. Hey, Machida, you're a mouse now.
It seems so. You can still talk.
Oh, you
and
can
stuff.
still talk.
Yeah,
Okay,
all
good.
of you can still talk.
It's kind of creepy how you have hands still, like human hands. I'm gonna do
Oh,
my best to ignore that.
it's all right. I could use a lift though. My legs are shorter than all of yours.
Yeah. Z puts him on his shoulder. Anyone else want to lift?
Do we still have our stuff?
You do still have your stuff. You, upon taking your pacified forms, you hear a voice ring out. You require moon pearls to fight against the effect of the ancient fey magic. If you prove yourself, I shall supply them. It's Kiaton's voice. And so, the mist clears. So,
Puzzle?
yeah.
Oh god, it's not Minesweeper, is it?
No. So here's what you're looking at. In the area you've arrived at, I have given you a template to start with. We're not going to do this tonight. Tonight, this is the end of the session. But
I've got to wait a week, 2 weeks is a fucking pink rabbit.
there are exits to the west, east, and south. In this clearing, a stone door blocks your passage north. There is a shrine here with 3 circular indentations on it, each with different symbols.
Oh no.
We lost Woods now, boys.
Yep.
I was just thinking right, up, left, 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 up, right, down.
That's it. That's Link's Awakening.
Question. So are they like the same? Is everyone the same height, or is everyone like tiny now, except Z?
Everybody is tiny except for Z. You can still manipulate your hands and stuff. You just can't attack or bring harm to anything or cast any spells.
And you said Ral has a horn on his hand?
On his head.
Ed.
Head, okay.
Which I guess that's linear now. She's like inversed herself. Now she's
So-
sticking out instead of in.
Welcome to text adventure mode.
Oh boy.
So,
I didn't get to experience this.
I
Now I
know.
do.
I know.
I'm so hyped. I'm also hyped to be the only one in the party. It's fine. I'm sure Kiaton got a laugh at that. Also a bit surprised maybe. It's like, oh. Huh.
So when
Alright.
we do this next session, I'm going to encourage somebody to keep it up on the screen so people can follow along. Last time people were doing it on paper.
I'm absolutely going to keep it on the screen.
So I've got a template started there, but this will be, text adventure maze. Exits to the
Yay!
west, east, and south.
Oh yeah. So
and
excited. I'm so excited.
And that is where we will stop for the night, though.